Hello Puggies and welcome to the Pug Life Show, brought to you by Pug Parties, because your pug deserves to be the best dressed pug at the party, and you can check out their outfits at pugparties.com. I'm your host Donna, and with me are my puggy co-hosts Charles and Rosie. This week our guest is Jess, talking about her Pawty business, PawtyPals. It was wonderful to talk to Jess about Pawty Pals and how her Pawty Packs take the stress out of organising a Barkday or a Gotcha Day party, not to mention Pugmas or New Year's. Not only can you purchase a DIY Pawty Pack, but you could also get Jess to create a custom design that speaks to your Puggie's personality. That provides you with a wonderful day's memories without the mess and cleanup, which actually sounds kind of perfect for me. My favourite Pawty game is the portrait kit, where your puggy can paint their very own masterpiece and you can take it home with you afterwards. And then there are the tasting tables. Oh my pug. Can you imagine a table full of tasty treaties, all for the gobbling up by your Barkday girl or boy and their grumble friends? And that is just a nibble of what Jess and I spoke about. I do want to mention that this episode was recorded as part of our live stream series. So if you want to watch the show, then please use the link in the show notes to watch the replay. And before we start, I want to remind you to subscribe to our newsletter in the show notes so you get advance notice of our next episode and much, much more. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now I know, because we were talking before we hit record, it's Jess and Marley as the PawtyPals team.
Absolutely.
Marley's currently not in there with you. He's
crying at the door.
He wants his TV time.
He does, yes.
Yes. Maybe at the end we'll let him come in and run amok so everyone can see him. But he's the inspiration for your logo, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is.
Actually, I was going to say I do have it here. Everyone would have seen it in the opening video, but this is your logo because I had it all pre-prepared. Very, very good of me.
He's my model.
Yes, and he's a fabulous little puppy, even though he's 2, which means he's fully grown Labrador.
Yes, but he still acts absolutely like a puppy.
So what was it? So tell us a little bit about yourself and PawtyPals and how you come up with the idea.
Yeah. So I have always loved animals. I actually have a degree in wildlife biology and animal behaviour, welfare and handling from a long time ago from the University of Queensland. So I lived down on ag college for a couple of years and learned all about the different animals and wildlife, which was honestly the best time of my life. But then life happens and you kind of get thrown around different industries. So I landed in solar panels for 11 years. And I have a big heart for renewable energy and the wildlife and ecology from my background. So I was doing that. I started working at home and thought this is the perfect time for a dog. My partner finally agreed. He'd never had an animal in his life. And we got Marley at the beginning of COVID, and we live in Melbourne, sorry.
Yes.
So it's lockdown city.
Lockdown.
And I was working at home. And unfortunately, I got made redundant because the solar industry stopped for months and months.
Yes.
And then Marley had his birthday, and I spent a lot of time and money running around to every shop in the world to try to find things to make it special.
Yeah.
And I thought, I love this, and it's a lot of work. So I could do this and make it easier for other people. And I kind of had done an event for my local community. Mm-hmm. In our estate, there's tons of dog owners. So I held a little get-together where they could all play, and I got a couple of great small businesses I knew, Nabi, a couple of bandana people, Barking Grazy Snuffle Mats. Yeah. I got a few of them involved. They donated things for the event, and we just had a really fun day at the park.
Awesome.
And people were like, why don't you do this? So between that and Marley's birthday, I was like, why don't I do this?
Exactly.
And yeah, that's kind of what happened and how it was all born out of nowhere. So.
Absolutely awesome. So my second question, because I'm sure everyone's going to be thinking this, is Marley's best friend a pug? And if not, why not?
I'm sorry, it's not. He loves them though. He loves them. He loves every dog, except for huskies for some reason.
That's
no,
fine.
He does have a reason. He was attacked by a husky.
Oh, well, that's fair thing. Let's face it.
But he loves pugs.
Never do that.
His best friend is an Irish setter named Ray.
Well, at least they're about the same size.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to admit, Marley may be a little bit worried he's going to like sit on a pug and squish them, which would never happen.
Oh, I don't know. He's got a great friend, Bruce the Frenchie, and they just wrestle.
Oh, no.
So he would do the same with the pug.
Absolutely, especially we've got, I know for my play group, we have a couple of young ones where that's all they do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got all the older ones like Charles who just sort of stand back, and it's funny watching them. You can almost see what's going through their head like, oh, these young pugs these days, they just don't know how to behave.
When will they learn?
Oh, when will they, Jesus, like just grow up, puppies, grow up. And I can imagine what it must have been like for Marley, like because being in lockdown for pretty much the first 12 months, I'm guessing his birthday party was probably the first time he really had a lot of friends.
Yeah, I mean, having my degree and knowledge behind me, I worked really hard on socializing him in a safe way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was attacked a number of times whilst he was in the right, on leave, being safe. But yeah, he actually got kennel cough like a month before his birthday, so I was freaking out he wouldn't even be able to have the party. But he made it out of his isolation the week before and everything was good.
Especially after all that work.
I know. But the first guest arrived at 10 a.m. and the last guest left at 6:40 p.m. And
my God.
Did not stop. He is a party animal, I tell you what.
So have you found that that's normal for a party where sort of you'll set everything up and then they will just go ballistic for hours, much longer than what you were expecting?
To be honest, not really. I think I had it at my house, and I bought pizzas for everyone who stayed around and things, so it kind of cultivated that being okay.
Your own fault.
It's true. But I find usually they're often at dog parks or at daycare centres. So if they're at a daycare centre, they usually have hired it for a strict time limit.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite good for the pawrents. They can still have a weekend as well as a party. And they don't have to clean up all the poo
absolutely. No, I completely agree with you on that one.
But yeah, even at a dog park, I think because it's outside in the elements, people get hot and tired. They kind of typically know, and a lot of people will come and go depending on their dog's energy levels. So I've also found that more and more pawrents are doing alternative parties, not just let's rock up to a park and run barrel. Like a better word, like free range.
Free range party.
There's a lot more activities happening, or they're going to dog cafes, or they're going to we have a venue quite close to us called Rothwell Run in Victoria, which is gorgeous. And there's a big doggy pool there and stuff. So it's a bit more structured, they'll have a time for the barbecue area outside, and then they'll go into the pool and have a swim for half an hour and then go home, So I find the more structured it is, the more it doesn't get that delay.
Crazy.
Hours and hours. Because honestly, I have a Labrador, so he will just run all day. Pugs, maybe not so much.
Well, I have to admit, when they're young, They do love zooming, but yes, when they're sort of beyond 10, it's more the sedate, just hand feed me my treats.
Just give me them all. Yes.
I will just put out my throne and hand feed me from there, human. That's the most.
That's right.
So what's the most popular Pawty that people come to you for?
Yeah, I think there's two kind of alternatives that we see. A lot of people just want a grazing board. So a massive selection of treats. I work with a ton of small businesses, like Nabi & Co, Coda Chomps, Brown Dog, Black Dog, a bunch of different ones that have healthy, safe ingredients for dogs.
Yeah.
And I particularly like to work with smaller businesses with that. So they'll go down that route of having a big grazing table and like a couple of balloons. Yeah. Or on the other side of things, we can do more of a themed party. So in the past, it's been more of a custom theme, which they're my favorite parties to do, to be honest. Yeah. I love when someone will come and say, hey, my dog loves adventure. Her name's Daisy. She likes pink girly things. And then I go, okay, here's a bunch of themes we can do for her that suit her personality. And then they pick what they like, what they don't like, and then we do a custom thing. But I am about to release some pre-organized party themes. So, for example, like a circus carnival theme, and it will have like a party present, like a toy for the dog, as well as like a balloon bouquet and more theme-orientated goodies. So it's look, this is easy. I like this theme. I'll pick that and then we're done, you know.
Well, especially if they don't live in Victoria, so they don't have your expertise on call.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the goodies that I do, I hope to make easy for the pawrent to just be like, here's a box, blow up the balloons, and you're done. That's my goal, to make it as easy as possible. Yes. I mean, of course, if they're in Victoria, I can go and help them set up. Yeah. I had a great party recently in a local area to me, and she wanted a beautiful setup for photos for the birthday. Yeah. So I went the day before his birthday, set up a lovely little place for him to get photos, and then I did 20 favor boxes for him because he was having a party on the weekend. Nice. And she took the decorations down, took it to the party in the park, and had the decorations again for that, as well as the favor boxes. And it turned out to be great for them. And I didn't have to go and set it up, you know, like they were able to reuse it. So, yeah.
Definitely. We have one viewer. The pug's name is Willow, and she is the most beloved little black pug you've ever seen. So her parents, because she's an only fur child, every year, didn't happen this year, unfortunately. They're in New South Wales and it was during lockdown. But little Willow gets her own photo shoot for every birthday. And then on the Sunday, all of her little puggy friends come over and there is a complete table decked out.
Yes.
Everything. It's just, I'll have to email you some of the photos.
Please.
It's just, and Willow is just a gorgeous little puggy. But then on top of that, what Joanna does, and she does it every year. So obviously didn't get to do it this year, unfortunately. So I think she still got the photo done, but couldn't actually have the Pawty, unfortunately. Yeah. So Lord help Willow for next year. I guess it's going to be doubly as large.
Double the fun, yes.
For making up for this year. So it is just absolutely stunning. So, and I have to, I love doing Barkdays, but I have to admit I'm pretty basic. I do balloons or a banner, and we have the cake. Anything beyond that, and I'm pretty much done, which is why I love the sound of these supported party packs. Yes. Because of course, I mean, now I won't wear a hat either.
Well, that's why I made the little slogan, your pup deserves the best and you deserve less stress. You know, because I think every animal, cat even, I've got cat packs even.
Oh, nice. Well, we do have viewers who are pug and kitten friendly.
But yeah, I think they deserve to be celebrated. And I think more and more we are living in a community, in an era that they're our babies. Not all of us have human children anymore.
Yes.
I know for me personally, I'm infertile. Me and my partner cannot have children. Marley is our baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people will say, like, it's ridiculous to treat a dog this way. Or whatever. I don't care. Like, I love him.
Agreed.
He's everything to me. So, like, I'm going to celebrate him just like you celebrate your human child. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Hell no. As a pug owner, and I know that all of our viewers are literally going to be high paws, in utter agreement. And I have to admit, my partner Andrew, when he first come to live with me, and we were talking before about the alpha male wars between him and Fat Dog, Andrew used to say to me, he's just a dog. And I'm like, he is no different in my eyes to your daughter. So do not ever say that. And I have to admit, when we got Winston and Charles, that was when Andrew went, I finally get it.
Yes. I mean, honestly, my partner at the start, when Marley was coming and we were getting photos from the breeder, and I was like, oh, you're gonna be a doggy daddy, and he was like, Dad, like, I'm not a dad, like, it's a pet. And I was and now he's like, oh, come to daddy. He gets it now.
Drop a reminder every now and again, like, remember that time when you said you were.
It's just a dog. No, it's not.
So with your Pawty Packs, what different kinds have you got?
Yeah, so I basically have every spectrum from just a couple of balloons. You can order literally a couple of balloons to a full service party where I will come and do a custom theme for you, a custom setup. I can do balloon arches and all this, everything. I can organize photographers. I have, especially in Brisbane and Victoria, I have really great photographers that offer discounts for anyone who books a party. Which is exciting.
Very much.
And again, with cakes, I've got local bakeries, dog bakeries. I'm in contact with them to get discounts and things like that. So I can basically arrange anything you like. In terms of activities, I don't even have to be there for some of them. Our pup painting is a particular favourite.
Which is on my list of things to ask, but we'll keep going first and we'll come back to it.
So we do everything from, if you just want to order a couple of favour boxes, I can personalise the box, pop a couple of treats in, potty bags, tennis balls, etc. Or we can do a full grazing board and presents even. We're working with Peppermint. I don't know if you know the accessory brand, but they do gorgeous velvet bows. And my dream in my head is to have a party full of dogs wearing peppermint bows.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it'll be great. They're honestly the most gorgeous things. So, like, I just am waiting for the right dog to be like, I want to have everyone in a matching bow. And I'll be like, I got you. I know exactly what we're doing.
You have purple ones.
Yes.
Ooh.
And they're gorgeous. I don't have one next to me, but I have an orange one.
I did, because you sent me the photos, and I did see them. Wow. Very, very.
Marley has a collection.
Well, I'd like to say that this is my outfit.
Yeah, very impressive.
But we all know that it's not.
But yeah, so in terms of parties, we honestly offer a huge range of different normal human party, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Streamers, bandanas, garlands, etc. Toys, enrichment, activities, and we can customize anything. I've got my trusty cricket just beside me over here. So we can I've personalized frisbees and bandanas, balloons even. favor boxes. So we could basically make any dream possible, even if it seems crazy. You know, if you've got a theme that suits your dog that you're like, how do I execute this? I can make it happen.
Awesome. So I've got this. So Barkdays,
Yes.
Gotcha Days,
Yes.
Pugmas,
Yes.
Hugaween.
Yes, so cool.
And I can't think of anything else just because I feel like having a party.
Yeah. Yeah. Easter.
Easter, yes.
New Year's Eve.
Yes, actually, because it was, I did want to ask you about some options that, actually, before we talk about Christmas, New Year's, talk about the I'm just going to say, I'm going to call it the Puggie Painting.
Yes.
activity.
I love that name, Puggie Painting.
Yeah, that's why this because when you sent me the picture, I went, there's paint and peanut butter. What is that? Is that a mistake?
It sounds very messy, but it's very clean.
So show us one of Marley's
Oh, yes.
paintings.
So this is from Marley's first birthday party.
Which just look, excuse me, I told you Charles would start barking. Come here, puppy. So
Yes.
that is just incredible.
So he's a little masterpiece. I've also got one just still over here.
Yes, I did wonder if that, because I do like the blues.
Yes, this is from Marley and Ray, his best friend.
Oh, nice.
So this one's usually in our living room because I'm that poor, you know. But basically, I think they're a perfect favor for a party. And it's also a great activity, even if you want to send it home. I actually sell a ton of them for, I did lockdown packs when we were in peak lockdown to keep your dog occupied for a little bit.
Yeah.
But basically, they come in different size packs. So our standard pack has 2 of this size canvas. You get 2 of these. You get 3 or 4 paints, just depending on the size. So if you want like a pastel-y vibe, the tubes are a bit bigger. So we give you 3. If you want bright colors, we give you 4 different color paints and a little tub of peanut butter. You also get a couple of Ziploc bags and a knife, wooden knife, so it's safe. But all we basically do is put some blobs of paint all over this. You can choose your color scheme. Obviously, this one's a bit crazy. This one's really, I can't do it. This one's really pretty.
It's on the other side. It is.
Yeah. I'm not a YouTuber, clearly. And all you do is pop a couple of blobs on, stick it in a Ziploc bag, make sure it's nice and sealed for your own safety. And then we spread some peanut butter on the outside of the bag, and they just go for broke, licking it and going crazy. If your dog doesn't like peanut butter, yogurt is fantastic as well. Obviously, I can't ship yogurt.
No.
But I've had a few animals that don't like it, or an owner is allergic to peanuts, so we can do recommend the yogurt. Yeah. And once they lick it all, you take it out while it's still wet and let it dry, and you have a little masterpiece to display.
Very nice.
I've also seen people put like the name of the dog with stickers and peel it off so you can reveal the name and things like that. But I plan on doing one every single year.
No, I do love it. When I saw the picture, I went, "It's that fruit color. Maybe that's what it is."
It honestly, Marley loves doing it. I don't know what he loves sniffing. That's what it is.
Well, yes, it's that too. The old sniffari thing.
Yeah. So you have to lick it up and make it a masterpiece at the same time.
So, have you done it at a party where there've been multiple dogs?
Many times.
Oh,
I actually. So when we launched PawtyPals, I'm originally from Queensland, but I'm living in Melbourne. So I went up to Queensland and we had a launch party there. And then we also came back and did one here. And at the launch party in Brisbane, we were inundated with like 30 dash hounds, as well as other dogs, obviously, but the dash hounds decided to have their meet up and all come to my party, which I'm so grateful for. It was lovely. But literally we had like humans and dogs everywhere. And thankfully I had heaps of canvases and paints, and everyone like had heaps of fun. The dogs weren't chaotic or anything. They just took their turn, you know, like not everyone did it at the same time, a few at a time, and it worked out really well. And everyone got to take it home and have something to display.
Absolutely.
Remember it.
So what colours are available with the party paints?
Well, we've got a pastel range, which is a blue, like an aqua green, pink and purple, your favorite.
Yes,
and then in our bright colours, we've got yellow, green, blue, red, pink. I think we've got white in there as well. Yeah, I think that's all. I may have missed one. But typically, depending on the dog, I will usually just do it to match the party if they're ordering other things.
Yeah.
But if they haven't ordered anything else, then I just kind of talk to them and say, hey, what colours do you like? But usually I know based on, you know, what else the dog's ordering, I like to kind of match it everything up. So.
No, it's just incredible. Wow, Puggies, I'm loving this episode, and I hope you are too. If you haven't already subscribed to our newsletter, then please click on the link in our show notes so you get advance notice of our next guest, and don't forget to join our Facebook group, Living the Pug Life, so you can be the crazy pug lady you've always wanted to be with our other like-minded crazy pug ladies. Now, it's time to get back to the show. New Year's, what are the sort of things that pug pawrents can do that make it as special for them without ending up in the vet?
Yes. Well, firstly, I just want to say at Christmas, don't buy rawhide.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting. You're the first person that's ever said that.
Like it's honestly in every single place at at Christmas, everyone brings out treats, every shop in the world brings out rawhide. My personal opinion, it's not good for dogs. So I would recommend not going down that route and to shop small. For treats especially, because you'll typically find better ingredients, healthier alternatives. But in terms of celebration, there's a new brand that's come out. We actually worked with them in their product testing phase. They're just based in Geelong, Banging Bonbons, and they are incredible. I'll show you one. So we actually are using them in our New Year's Eve
nice
product, but they have a Christmas range and obviously just for like parties.
Yep.
Marley honestly is obsessed. But they come filled with, there's different types, obviously. Some are chickeny, fishy, and they've all got a little bit of kibble, a few little treats in there, and it's all recycled. Everything is recycled.
Wow.
Out of like toilet paper that's not toilet roll, sorry, that are being cleaned. But honestly, like it's safe for your dogs to just rip up, obviously under supervision.
Yeah.
But I just thought this was so cute and perfect for New Year's Eve. So, like for example, our New Year's Eve pack, we've got one of the Zippy Paw Crushers, so they can have a little fake beverage with the humans. And then we've got some Prosecco or some doggy beer.
I did see that. Charles hates doggy beer. I wonder if he's like his mum and he prefers bubbles.
Yes. I mean, honestly, the Prosecco smells and sounds so good that I'm like,
try it.
I mean, I wouldn't, definitely.
No, I've had pug pawrents try cupcakes that I've made.
Yes.
They're like, oh, well, it's cooked, so it can't be that bad. And I'm like, oh, I reckon it'd be really bland. And it usually is. But they tried. I'm amazed.
Well, I know lots of people. My dog is an ambassador for Nabi, and I know all the ambassador parents have eaten them. They're great. I mean, they're human grade, so like it's safe.
But still, it's just sort of like, why would you try something that?
Yeah, I know.
But you know what? If it's good for my pug, it should be good for me.
That's right. I personally would try not to feed my dog anything that's not okay. I mean, other than like the dried liver, like
Agreed.
I wouldn't eat it, but like, but I just think that Christmas and New Year's, other than celebrating with things and goodies, the thing is, for me and Marley, I'm going to do something special for him based on what he needs and likes, rather than just buying him a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm saying this even though I'm selling stuff for Christmas and New Year's. But for example, like, he just loves adventure.
Yeah.
He just wants to climb mountains and swim in streams and go for a run. So that's what we're going to do for his Christmas. And for New Year's, obviously, we're going to make sure we're with him and not leaving him at home with fireworks or anything like that. In saying that, I'm also throwing like a Christmas dinner for him and his best friend.
Oh, wow.
With like bonbons and steak and like prosecco. He's going to have a fancy feast.
Yes. Absolutely.
But yeah, I think I just want to keep him safe and happy this Christmas and make sure that he gets to do what he loves.
with the people that he loves.
Yeah, that's right, honestly. But yeah, I think Christmas, what did he get? He's getting a rope because he loves ropes. But I would suggest, if you are buying something for Christmas and New Year's for your puppy, I would suggest an enrichment type of toy. Normal toys are so fun as well, obviously, but if they're anything like Marley, enrichment is key in keeping his little brain occupied and fun. And to be honest, I don't know, because pugs with their face structure, even though Marley is a lab, he really struggles with the Kong, for example.
Yeah.
He's too lazy to like get his nose in there and really eat. But the thing we've found is the topple, the West Paw topple. It's got a really wide opening so he can easily like reach in there. It keeps him occupied for long enough that it's a bit of a challenge, but it's also not too hard based on what he likes and can access. But I think it would be good for pugs because it's quite, I don't know if you have one or seen one.
I've got an egg-shaped one.
Okay.
But you can change the width of the opening so the kibble comes out quickly or slowly. And then the idea is you have it so that it comes out quickly to start with, so they get the hang of it.
Yes.
And it can, and because obviously because they have the flat face, it's sort of, they can nudge it, and it's sort of, because it spins around, and so it can topple over, but they've got to give it a fair nudge.
Yeah.
And then when they realise, oh, this is actually really, really easy, that's when you bolt out there and you're like, to make it a bit more difficult. So, but it's funny because we do have viewers that use snuffle pads and they swear by them. Rosie and Charles, don't care. But I have to admit, Charles really loves the egg. And I think it's just because he gets to headbutt something that's not me.
Let out some of that built-upness.
I know, like, for God's sake, Mum, you didn't leave me 5 minutes late this morning and now I'm getting this. But it's fun because it's quite interesting. Rosie's last family, I'm guessing they didn't give it because she just sort of said, I put it out and Charles was like the look on his face was like, oh my God, it's the kibble ball, because they get raw food. And he's got barreling it too. And she literally just plonked a bum down, looked at him like, what is wrong with you? She got the hang of it when she realised that food was food. Like, oh my God, how long's this been going on? This is a caper I've never seen before.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Snuffle Mats. We actually work closely with Bark and Grazy based in Queensland. And for Marley's first Barkday, he got a snuffle mat from them, and also a snuffle frisbee and a snuffle ball.
Oh, wow.
And we stocked them here because he is so obsessed that I was like, okay, I need more people to have this. But yeah, that was his birthday present, and he's still got it, and it's still going strong. He uses them every day. So yeah, the snuffle mats especially, I think I also dog sit as well. And I've had a couple of dogs with food aggression.
Yeah.
And that's something I try to work on my behavioral side, because I have that background. I'm like, okay, how can we like minimize this and work on it? Well, I've got you. And once you remove that bowl from them and they have to work for it, they're concentrating on that.
Yeah.
And I can slowly introduce Marley into the situation, and most of the time they like will snuffle together and it's no problem. So I find that if you've got a dog with food aggression or anything like that, or eats too fast, it's a really great tool.
No, it's quite interesting because a lot of pug owners get one.
Yeah.
And there's a saying in the pug community, once you've had one, you can never go back.
Yes.
One becomes two becomes three. And then, like, I keep trying to convince Andrew that, you know what, two's just not enough.
Yeah.
So much love to give, but he is correct with Charles being the age he is. Having another dog in the house is probably a little bit too much, but I think, heaven forbid, when the time comes and we don't have Charles anymore, Rosie might find that she's getting more siblings. So adoptive siblings, I should say. But it's quite interesting you're talking about using the snuffle mat to deal with aggression and the introduction of another dog, because even pugs there are times when we will pug sit, and obviously it's two dogs that Rosie and Charles know from playgroup, but they don't normally come around to the house. And so playgroup's neutral territory, whereas home is their
territory, yes.
So I would never thought to use a snuffle mat as a way of sort of team eating, for what
I mean, it may not work for every dog, but that's something that's definitely worked for us in the past. And last week I had the neighbor's dogs over, and he particularly gets possessive over food. Not aggressive. I wouldn't say he's food aggressive, but he's just like, it's mine. I want to eat it all quickly before you. And it worked really well. Having the three of them like all sharing one big snuffle mat, and they just got really well behaved. It was nice. Kept them busy, occupied for 10 minutes.
10 minutes of quiet, isn't it?
You know what I also really love though for Marley, because there was a period of time where like he gets bored of something, he'll do his snuffle mat every day for a month, and then it'll be like, okay, what else can we use? But I just in winter, because he wasn't swimming in his pool, I filled it up with balls, and we put his treats and kibble through that. And he like jumped in it, was digging through the balls, and he loved it. So that's a great way of changing things up and having fun. I used to also do that at the party without the treats. I would just take the pool, fill it with balls, and let them go crazy.
Go to town.
Yeah.
Worse than kids in a ball pool.
I know. Well, when I went to a really big park, I had to take one of those Kmart like pens and like shut the lid. Because there was lots of big dogs, and I just let them like go in and out, and there was just balls flying.
Balls, snot, slobber. God knows what else.
I know. It had to be hosed down, definitely.
Oh, I can imagine. It's just sort of like squeeze some washing detergent thing in there, just wash it, flush it out.
Yes.
So what was the thing that took you by surprise when you first started PawtyPals? So you obviously have an expectation, but what was it that you just thought either this would work and it didn't, or you were like, I'm not really sure about this, and it was an absolute success?
Yeah, I think that at the start I had some boxes on there that were just like let me know what color and I'll ship this to you, and to be honest, it didn't really work. People love the idea of a custom idea, and I think I probably just didn't communicate in that box that they could have that idea. That's kind of what I was doing, but they preferred it to be like hey, I'm thinking about a daisy theme, or I want a boho theme, or I want this. And we come up with an idea together. I think people want to be involved. It's their baby.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be involved in that, but have me do the work. And that's what I'm here for.
Sounds like a perfect opportunity.
But I think one thing that did a lot better than I was expecting was the painting, honestly. Even though it's a simple concept, it's something fun and different. And also the grazing board has been very popular. Pretty much that I can customize it, from I can do just an individual size for your birthday as a present to like 20 dogs, 50 dogs, whatever you want. And the price may seem daunting, but what I always say to the pawrents is that if you get a grazing board, you don't need favors.
Yeah.
You can just give them an empty box or a bag. I can even personalize the boxes for you.
Yeah.
And they can just pop treats from the grazing box in. And that actually works out cheaper than buying individual favor boxes, bags. So that's actually been quite a good seller for me as well. So, yeah.
So what is your best-selling Pawty Pack? What is the pack that pawrents love the most?
My Gotcha Day pack. And that is really special to me, to be honest, that I get to share such an incredible time in someone's life. I have Gotcha Day packs for dogs. So if you're adopting a dog that's a bit older, we can do that. And I also have a puppy Gotcha Day pack as well. So they come with a range of different things. I've even got a Gotcha Day pack which has a stinky dog grooming set with it. So it comes with like all the essentials that you would need for a puppy, because it is daunting when you get a puppy and you have no idea. What am I going to need? All these things. So, you know, our puppy pack comes with like a little blanket, a couple of Kongs, some really adorable and funny, might I add, little milestone cards. There's no, I looked at milestone cards for ages and they're all so serious.
Yeah.
You know, like 6 months or 8 months, blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to remember hilarious things, like the first time humping a dog at a random dog park, you know, like my first trip to Bunnings, you know, like all those things that actually are good memories for parents to have. Like, there's going to come a time where your dog humps a random dog at the dog park, you know, like
totally. Like it's going to happen. It's small.
You know, so they're the type of things that I like to remember. So I made sure I included them in our Gotcha Day.
I love it. I want to buy one, and I don't really technically qualify for a Gotcha Day bag anymore. I'll have to find somebody who's getting a new puppy so I can buy it for them and live vicariously through them. Well,
I actually, on touching on that, that is why it's the best, one of the best sellers, because they are very giftable. So I think 80% of the ones that I've sold have been for presents. So pugren, is that what you say?
A pug pawrent.
A pug pawrent. Okay. I'm trying to get the pug lingo.
It's a mouthful. It is.
A pawrent will gift a Gotcha Day pack to someone who's going through that exciting time in their life, and that's really special. So that's why it's our bestseller, along with the painting and also topples. The West Paw topple have been a really big seller.
Yeah.
I also have some pawrent mugs and wine glasses, which I released for Christmas, and overwhelmingly, the I Stalk Dogs on Instagram mug has been the best seller in the last few weeks. So
you need to change it to I Stalk Pugs, because
I'll make one especially for you if you'd like.
And it has to be purple, obviously.
I'll have to find a purple mug.
It has to be our brand colours, but the Pug Party's Instagram and Facebook thingy news feed, it's all pugs. Like anytime somebody looks over my shoulder, they're like, there are no humans. I mean, because they suck.
It's true.
It is. I just want to see pug pictures all day long because they make me happy. Why
Yeah.
would I want to look at something that might not make me happy?
It's true, honestly.
Absolutely, yes. So finally, where do we find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook, and we've started a TikTok. I still have no idea how to really TikTok, to be honest.
I'm afraid of TikTok.
But it's at PawtyPals AU.
Yes.
On
So is
Instagram.
it underscore AU or brackets or something, if I remember correctly?
No, just at PawtyPals AU.
For across all three, yep. And your website? Ooh.
It is a bit of a longer one.
That's all right, because I can
if you can link it for them, that would be great.
Yes, I will pop it in, but it's pawtypals.square.site.
Correct, yes.
So
it is through Square, so sorry, I forgot.
PawtyPals Square.
That's
PawtyPals.
Isn't it bad these days where everything is just like, oh yeah, here it is on the mobile, like, and you just forget numbers and.
Oh, absolutely.
We're just so reliant on our Instagrams and phones and.
Yes, just DM me. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know your handle.
That's right. I also, just wanted to quickly touch on something. I'm not too sure if it's something lots of pugs struggle with, but I know there's been a lot of awareness about reactive dogs on Instagram especially. And it's something I'm really passionate about, including them in celebrations. And it's actually been one of our best sellers in a way of people including reactive dogs through online events, which we help host, and also sending them favors if they can't attend parties and things like that. And we've recently done a blog on our website about all the ways you can celebrate reactive dogs. So that's dogs that maybe have a bit of aggression or just aren't friendly or don't like high energetic dogs. It's just something we're really passionate about, and a beautiful dog that recently passed away, Shelby, has really inspired us and was the first reactive dog that we worked with. And I just wanted to, in her honor, really make sure we focus on that as a brand and a company to include every dog, no matter, because I don't like all people. Why should a dog like all dogs, So we've got a huge range of ideas on how we can celebrate them for birthdays and Christmases, etc. But it's also a great resource for any parent because it's got a heap of ideas that if you don't want to have a big party, you can still do fun activities and parties and celebrations for your dog that don't include other dogs. So,
that's wonderful. Thank you, Jess. No,
that's okay.
Because there are pugs out there that don't like other pugs.
Yeah, definitely.
And they shouldn't miss out on a Barkday party.
That's right. And there's heaps of opportunities out there to celebrate them. And I've compiled a list. And if you think of any more, then send me an email. I'd love to add them to the list.
Absolutely. Look, thank you so much, Jess, for your time. It's been wonderful. And I know that when everybody, because this is obviously a pre-recording, when everybody sees it after Pugmas, just when they thought that they were all partied out or partied out, they're all of a sudden they're going to realise that really in the scheme of things, they're not even close to it.
Yeah.
Because I know, so actually one plug for yourself on Sunday. So this is airing on the 12th of December. You're going to be at the Geelong market? Yeah,
at Pure Paws Dog Bakery. We're having a Christmas market on the 12th. So that's very exciting.
Absolutely. So any of our viewers that happen to be in Geelong, you should all be at Pugmas, but I understand if you're not. They should definitely come and find you, and you do advertise that. I did see it was on your Instagram post.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very update on there and keep everyone up to date with whatever we're doing at the time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jess. And I'm definitely scoping out Charles's birthday party.
Yay! I can't wait to help.
It'll be awesome. So we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jess, and kisses to Marley.
Thank you. Yours too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of the Pug Life Show. If you liked the episode or if you think it'll be useful for someone else, please leave a review over at podchaser.com. And if you've got any questions or want to tell us how much you loved the episode, then let me know over at our Facebook group, Living the Pug Life, where crazy pug ladies meet to talk all things pug. So until next time, puggies, have a pawsome week, and humans, be generous with the snackies.